Only because they don't know who I am. That's okay. I'm still figuring it out myself, to be honest. After all the connecting and getting everything set up and ready, and you got the people all lined up, all ready to go into that direction, you know the feeling I'm talking about. You don't understand the feeling now because you're putting in the necessary steps to evolve and to become more wise and more aware and stronger about what you want to get done and how you want to go about it. And that right there is scary in itself because it's amongst the unknown. And it's good that you don't know. It's good to be able to have a feeling of not of like the instead of it being anxiety, call it excitement. It's good to have moments of excitement when you actually feel good. Something makes you feel alive. And some things are in your control at the same time out of your control. Science behind that is how you control. And we tell you guys all the time about the quality of your living, being able to navigate however the world's going to be, however it's going to happen, and be able to deal with the world and also deal with who you are internally and make sense of it. Because you can sit back and talk to yourself for a day. And I don't believe that anybody who talks to themselves is crazy. And I don't believe even when someone give like answer themselves, they're crazy because they look at it and you see someone talking to themselves out loud, different expressions, things you're not used to, and you automatically write them off. And if you speak in certain numbers or certain things, and whatever the case may be, you have to learn how to figure out how people learn. There's so many different learning styles. I think it's about 13. Hmm. I had my homeboy Mario Abrams over here on the set. Phenomenal interview. Shout out to Mario Abrams and the whole Mario Abrams team. Um, a lot of things are happening in this year. I'm super excited about it. I'm just more figuring out, now that I'm bringing phenomenal people on set, even how I navigate in each setting, in each set. When I'm sitting down and I'm talking with people, they're all different. They all have a uniqueness about themselves that make them really, really cool. And they're really, really powerful. And I believe these are things that where you have to realize for this year, it has to be all or nothing. Give yourself the best gift in the world by learning to let it all go. See, that's the thing. People do not know and are so scared to let it all go because you guys don't even know what that really means. And some of you guys have been given opportunities to advance in so many different ways and just never taken advantage of it. The only person you could blame is yourself. And with that being said, we're live on set. We're here. We're in the studio. I'm in the studio. I'm always in the studio. And I'm back. Happy New Year. All right. We're here. New Year 2025. We're here. I didn't I was able to get the studio set up. I was able to get the guests. I got so many people that's coming in studio, and others I will be chopping it up with via satellite because they may be on the other side of the pond. You know what I mean? Shout out to Amadeus, shout out to the whole fam. You know how I go. Um, I am now in the process of stepping into spring semester of 2025. Classes are registered. One of my classes, my language acquisitions class, I just got an A+ in that, so I'm going to take that. A win is a win. The other 4 classes, the grades haven't come up yet, but I finished a couple of assignments also. So anybody who's going back to school, I salute you guys. It is difficult, 5 classes. Hey, you got a lot of work to do. You want to do a podcast? You got a lot of work to do. You got a full-time job? You got a lot of work to do. You have a child? A lot of work to do. You have a significant other? A lot of work to do. You have friends you got to connect and build with? Got a lot of work to do. Regardless, there's a lot of work to do. But how you go about it is really solely on you. It's always going to be on you. And if you map yourself out properly, you could do all of the above. You can do it. See, time is a man-made thing to get yourself on some type of structure, some curriculum. Back in the days, all we had was the sun and the moon. That would tell you what time of day it was and what was going on. That was the design. But now, for whatever its reasons, we're here. We get 24. We get 24 hours to do what we need to do. But you ever thought about giving yourself grace? Everybody, I give you grace. Don't look at it as 24 hours anymore. Don't look at your life as 48 hours anymore. Give yourself as much time as you need that focuses on your world. Your life doesn't have to be 24 hours. It doesn't have to be. It could be 10. Whatever you map out with your time. Had to map out homework. Had to map out building with strangers. Shout out to those I was rocking with, and shout out to those who just didn't do any work. But it taught me some things as well. And if it teaches you something, then you know you actually got something good going on. If it teaches you something, then you know that you actually learned something. Even in classes that are boring, that is a headache, you're going to catch yourself learning something. And if you don't, bless you. But knowing what you deserve this year is very, very important. It's very prominent to what the necessity. You a necessity. And I realized that it may sound very, very repetitious. But again, this is what it's all about. This is what it's about. Someone reminding you. Someone out there, whoever you're connected to, is going to hold you to the fire. I don't know who they are, but if you care, shout them out. I would love to know who they are. Because those are the people that makes the world go round. Those are the people that inspire, that lift people up when they're at their worst. I get that compliment a lot, and I didn't realize how important it was to be able to receive that type of appreciation and love and respect from loved ones and friends, and even your loved ones, significant others, and their loved ones as well, that are perfect strangers. It says a lot about one's character. So if you got a friend that's constantly reminding you of your worth and your value, and how you need to focus on you first and foremost, how you need to be able to make sure that you have to make mistakes. Don't look for perfection. Mess up. But just make sure that you push the record button. And make sure you please come back after commercial break. Because again, the quality of your living And oh God, I'm trying to figure it out. And as I figure it out, I already know what it's going to look like. But this has to keep on happening in order for that to happen. All you got to do is see a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, governor. And now that I see it, I can't stop. Classes for this semester fall is over with after this week. Spring pops right up a little bit after. Bring it on. We are pushing. We are setting new goals, new routines, new rituals, new responsibilities. We are here. We are live on set. And oh, please come back because I have a whole lot of thank yous to give. You love creating, you love music, and you deserve to have a studio that works for you, not the other way around. That's where Some Entertainment comes in. Guys, they're unapologetically dedicated to doing it right from the start. Some Law knows every project is unique. They'll set you up with a smart budget plan that's built around your vision. They're with you every step of the way, checking in, guiding, making sure you're always on track, if you know what I mean. With us, no more struggling between the wants and the needs. Get what's essential so you can focus on what matters. Hey, Governor trusted, and it's simple. They care about bringing your ideas to life. Photo shoots, headshots, videos, music production. Someone has the experience to bring your vision out of your head and into the world. Don't wait any longer, yeah? Call us and take the next step to sharing what you've been dreaming of. And I'll see you in the studio. Yeah. We're back. Season 2, live on set with Irv. I'm discussing strategy, execution, technology. You guys know I'm a techie guy. You know, I'm always playing with new situations and new lights and new cameras and new lenses and things like that and new soundboards, new headphones and things like that. But eye detection on devices and whatnot, and figuring it out, because it's also a lost art for many. AI coming into play, you're now, believe it or not, if you think about it, and I'm only giving this as food for thought, it's now a lot cheaper, a whole lot cheaper, for you guys to invest in your dreams and your passions, especially when it comes to technology. There's apps that you could actually be reading over there in one area, and then the AI can just knock your eyes right to the camera, and it saves you a lot of time. From purchasing a teleprompter, another device that has to go on top of it, and getting the script and certain things like that. It changes and it makes it a little bit easier if you want to go that route. Easier and cheaper. Think about that. But as I tell you guys, if that's the route you choose to go, it's not for me to complain. It's not for me to say where you need to go. It's not for me to say who you need to work with. It's not for me to say how you need to go about what you believe in. And it definitely would not be for me to say when you should and when you shouldn't do what's best for your company, your passion, your entity. The passion's really yours when you are going to do it regardless. That's when the passion's really yours, when you're going to do it regardless. It doesn't matter who's going to do it. It doesn't matter who wants to do it. It doesn't matter who's going, who's coming, who's a part of it or not. When you're doing it, you're just doing it. And when it's that serious, you know that that's something that belongs to you. You'll be so surprised all the people you may know that don't have any drive or no direction and no focus. They don't have anything that they really, really need for themselves. So they have all these ideas and all these endeavors and all these different things that they attach themselves to. But it's not official. It's not official. And then I realized the difference between us and them. And when you ask yourself, are you one of us or are you one of them? Are you with the pro ballers or the amateurs? Whatever it is that you claim that you want to do and or be, you have to give it something. And I'm not talking about some things that you want to give yourself towards it. Some of the things that you have to give to other people in order for you to prosper, in order for you to get what you want. And I have to tell you guys, I've done put so many people in positions to gain for what they said they believe in and watch them drop the ball. Watching them drop the ball. Put them in front of Kevin Hart, watch them drop the ball. Put them right in the middle of the room. Don't even have no business cards. Call a couple of folks from the hotel and see what's up and line them up in rooms set up in the middle of 4th of July weekend. And they never get on the jet. Got to give it to somebody else just as a whatever. And you're like, you'd be like, yo, dog, good looking. You know, I promise you, you're going to know what's going on when you just sit back and watch them. I will tell you this. Sounds all over the place, but I can modify that, so that's cool. That's why I have to learn to take my time with things too, you know what I'm saying? You know, and really check myself. And especially on YouTube, I've been seeing a lot of people saying Orlando Brown. I'm starting to think, yo, do I actually look like Orlando Brown? I think I could look like the nigga cousin. Could look like homeboy cousin, for real though. Somewhere down the line, you look at a couple of folks and be like, yeah, you know what? You home team. You wilding for respect. I get it. You be wilding a little bit too much for respect, but yeah, man. All brown folk don't look like, you hear me? It's 50 shades of brown. We all different shades of wheat. Believe it that or not. I guess that only goes for the thank yous. They say every head must bow, every tongue must confess. So it's good to give thank yous. Good to give how you feel wholeheartedly and how you appreciate all that you've done for others and all that others done for you. And especially a big, big thank you to those who haven't stepped into their honest column yet. Their honest being coming from here. And I'm not talking about going about life and wilding for respect. But those who made plans with me, those who said that they wanted to get certain things done, those that never communicated properly. See, we live in a world where text messaging, boy, yeah, Y'all folks in y'all text messaging. Text messaging saved a lot of y'all. Text messaging give y'all a lot of face. Save y'all. Save y'all. Those people that never ever saw what was going on, because there's a lot of them, a very, very few, who actually saw what was going on and gave me grace, gave me that time. And those are actually the same exact people that I'm getting on the set. It's the same exact people that are coming on the set, because sometimes only God gonna get you out of certain situations. But when you're recalibrating, those that know what you got going on and connect the dots with you or reach out, and you know the difference between, like I tell you, the difference between tolerate and celebrate. You may have to tolerate the whole entire room. But those that wholeheartedly matter, you're gonna celebrate them. You're gonna show them individually, somehow, some way, how you appreciate them. It doesn't matter what it is, but you're gonna show it. Quite sure you're gonna show it. Somehow, some way, you show it. And we know we are in a time right now where a lot of artists, a lot of creators are struggling with trying to pay bills versus tapping into what they really, really, truly love, what they have going on. They end up broke. They end up without much cash because they don't understand the difference between balance, even in the smallest fraction. You'll catch some people who are making $40,000, $50,000 a year, right? And know how to manage that better than someone who's making 170,000. Things look a bit more lavish. Things come off a little bit more like this. But how someone may handle 40 to 50,000, how they spend, how they shop, how they navigate, how they cook, even can feed a family and go through holidays and do other things as well to be able to make income, but still, that fluctuates as well. Sometimes it can be the same. It could be 175, 200. Because that's the fun part about when you're doing these individual jobs on the side, when you're figuring out what the company is worth, when you're figuring out, your entity, what you love to do, how you love to express yourself, you realize that there's no time for half stepping. I think for this year, you should thank everybody who actually taught you something. You don't even gotta say it to them, but you should at least sit somewhere quiet and thank everyone who attempted to waste your time. Yeah, I know. Have to give them some grace and favor. Have to give them some grace and favor because they don't know. How do you feel and how do you look being mad at somebody who don't know? If they was never taught the game, how could you be mad at somebody for not understanding the rules of the game? And that's something that you have to now consider into the new year. You can't fault people for not seeing things how you see it. You have to accept that some people don't really understand the game. And if they understand the game from 1995, they may not understand what's going on in the year 2025. Times has changed. Technology has changed. The world has changed. Music has changed. Fashion, the culture, the definition of culture, our leaders, the people that we actually looked up to. Times have changed. Listen, thank them all. I thank you. I thank each and every one of you who just didn't see it. Who just didn't see it. You guys just didn't see it. And I understand. I don't understand to some degree because I don't see how you could be in school, work in a school, record music, do photography, videography, aerial imagery, set up a podcast, do digital graphics, do all of this, and still get beat up by some titties? Damn. All it takes is ass and titties. I never understood the meaning of following people that don't even know you. Some people you admire, you love to actually be what they got going on. You see what they got going on via satellite. You think it's really, really cool. I'm not knocking that. But I watch guys follow tits and ass, and scroll right past their peoples who's out there putting in the real work. And only because I've seen it is the reason why I can speak on it. And again, you have to figure out who those people are in your space and remove them quickly. They have to be removed out of the realm. It doesn't matter how much love you got for them, how much you love them, how much you feel that they have potential. Gotta reset. Everybody have to show you their worth. Everybody has to show you their worth. And that's a real fact of life. When we talk about the quality of your living, it's based entirely upon your ability. Your ability to do what? I'm trying to understand. A lot of you guys got amazing ideas. A lot of you guys have amazing talent. A lot of you guys are able to change the world. The harsh reality is because of how some of you guys' behavior is, you're never going to change the world. You're never going to make the impact that you could have made because you didn't want to take the time to push the needle forward. And we live in wild times because everybody feel like they have a point to prove. Some are walking around with a chip on their shoulder. And I'm glad they are. Ten years ago, you can give your information and your talent to people, they'll bypass it. 7 years ago, you'll give your information to talent. They're trying to get up under somebody else's situation because things have become very, very scarce. So, bypass you. 5 years ago, world with a huge shift. Music changed, the recording, being able to just go out and about and connect and be and travel and do all these things changed. And that changed. That was 2 years through. 3 years ago, people are now figuring out how to pop out, traveling more, open world, new situations, trying to figure out how to connect with the new wave because the sound of music has changed. The sound of music has changed couple of times. And it sounds like in 2025, it's going to change again. Yeah, sounds like it's going to change again. And there's nothing that anyone can do about it when it happens. It's the same for fashion. You have to figure out what you need to do. In order to do that, you have to make sure that you get down, you find yourself some time and some space to be able to figure out who's actually in your corner, who's actually pushing you versus holding you down, who's actually setting you up to tackle all new areas of life. Is very, very near, is very, very rare. Could be near. It's not near for many. So you love creating, you love music, and you deserve to have a studio that works for you, not the other way around. That's where Some Law comes in. These guys, they're unapologetically dedicated to doing it right from the start. Some Law knows every project is unique. They'll set you up with a smart budget plan that's built around your vision. They're with you every step of the way, checking in, guiding, making sure you're always on track. With us, there's no more struggling between wants and needs. They get what's essential so you can focus on what matters. Hey, the governor trusted, and it's simple. They care about bringing your ideas to life. So, photo shoots, headshots, videos, music production, Some Law has the experience to bring your vision out of your head and into the world. Don't wait any longer. Call us and take the next step to share what you've been dreaming of. And I'll see you guys in the studio. Listen, man, this is what technology is all about. You have to be able to thank everybody who contributed something. I want to thank everybody who contributed to something, good and bad. A lot of y'all pushed me to be able to get myself to a certain level, to understand the craft of a lot of these things and understanding lighting and now playing chess and understanding that and working with grandmasters and just locking in, locking in, locking in, locking in. And if there was anything I would tell you guys as far as if there was a strategy, the strategy would be write everything out on paper that you want to actually get done. Off the top, just write down the things you want to get done for one project. Or the things you want to, like how you want one project to look, not as in, oh, I want to do this and I want to do that, because then you'll be writing down 1,000 things. Look at one thing. If you want to be able to create a project or a song, you want to create a song, you're going to need a beat. You're going to need some vocals. You're going to need maybe you're going to need a chorus. You're going to need sounds. You're going to need engineers. You're going to need recording. You're going to need a studio. You're going to need specific things. You know, you may need writers, ghostwriters. You may need certain things or just people in the studio that get you vibed up to allow you to even write what you write. But I believe that people in the studio should get some type of credit as well. If they're singing and humming and vibing out to your track, and if you're vibing with them, guess what? That makes them a part of the song. You'd be surprised how people call me with ideas to these songs and then don't even put me on the credit. And I'm over there giving the ideas to the song. Now, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. You should have, but then again, I'm saying you, and there's several of y'all. And on top of that, how could I fault you because you just don't understand? If you have me, if you reach out to me for ideas or for me to listen to music, and I start giving input, once you allow me to give any input, I'm right on that song. I deserve a plaque. You talk about the quality of our living, and if you don't understand this generation's business, you will get lost in the business, in the sauce. No flavor equals tasteless. Listen, man, we are live in the studio and we are over here doing so many things different. And sometimes these now rants are going to be these rants because you'll understand the other things that I'm into because you'll see them discussing it with me. And if I'm discussing things with people, that is my preference. That's my choice. That's what I'm into. I'm curious. I know so many phenomenal people. Why would I not take full advantage? And I'm quite sure you know a lot of good people as well. So why would you not take advantage? I appreciate you guys for checking me out. I'm Irv. We are live on set with Irv, where we're talking about all the different ways on how you strategize in your situations, how you're executing them. Because believe it or not, there's millions of ways of executing things, and you will be able to figure out what's your niche, what's your push, what makes you different from the others. We're live on set. I'm Irv. Strategies, execution, technology, because we are pushing these buttons. And all these different businesses we got to work out. And all them different businesses you're working out. And when you look at this time, next year, 2026, I want to know what's the change. You'll see a change here. Promise you, you're going to see a change here. Woo! We're live on set. Irv, I'm telling you, you guys take care of yourselves. And in between time, they would tell me to tell you to please like, share, subscribe. Come on, man. Push me out there, man. There's nowhere in the world that titties and ass is going to dictate the culture. Titties and ass can't dictate the culture. Listen. The problem is we just don't even recognize great anything and just share it just because. We don't share what's great anymore because we save what's great to us and what validates for us, but we don't. We just don't. Most of us don't. This push out was naturally beautiful. And you'll see a shift in that slowly because that's pretty much the approach. And shout out to great people like the Arsenio Hall show because people who taught me how to navigate and pivot in a room full of vultures. I'm Irv. Love you guys. Stay blessed. And in between time, check out some of the old episodes and realize that things are changing. And when the guests get